Hey guys, this is Principal Celestia here with my fellow students, and today, we are going to rant on the worst Go animate video in history named Caillou's Ultimate Punishment Day, created by Paper Luigi 99 in 2019. If you want to watch this video, please don't watch by yourself since it's the most painful and violent videos that he ever made on YouTube. We're not bashing anyone's opinion, it's just an advice. Without further delay, let's begin. Caillou's Ultimate Punishment Day is one of the worst Go animate videos that we ever asked for. Let us explain why this video should be terminated for God's sake. First of all, Boris, Doris, Rosie, and just about everyone else in the video are at their absolute worst as they abuse and torture Caillou and treat him like absolute garbage and a punching bag than a human being. Even Paper Luigi 99 himself.
The video features morbid and disturbing punishments while also being resurrected through the use of clones every time Caillou dies so that he can experience all of the punishments his family arranged, which means they kept using Go animate logic as an excuse. Come on. This term is getting old. To list all of the punishments, they include violent, sexual content, and shocking scenes. Oh come on. You know that you can get a community guideline strike for that. This video is child abuse and a 100% needs help. Here are all the punishment that he suffered.
1. He was being harshly spanked by Boris as a wake-up call. Seriously? That's battery and assault. You can get arrested for doing that. You can use an alarm clock instead.
2. Caillou was being thrown down the stairs, making him a Harry Strack wannabe. It might have spikes or other deadly items on the floor. He will suffer a huge injury and death for throwing down the stairs.
3. Caillou was forced to lay down on a bed of hot coal, which could burn him to death. You know that coal is used for barbecue purposes only, not humans. This also proves that he is a Rotcon wannabe since that scene is cannibalism.
4. He was being hit in the head with a sledgehammer, actually Thor's hammer. Seriously? That's attempted murder and you can get sentenced to death row for doing that in real life.
5. He was being spanked by a cat o' nine tails, which is a multi-tailed whip made in the 17th century that was used by the British to inflict severe pain on sailors.
6. He was having his head buried in a bucket full of bullet ants for half an hour. That's attempted murder since bullet ants are extremely venomous ants that can inject the venom to Caillou and cause death if he's left untreated.
7. His parents forced Caillou to eat a glass ornament, which could possibly rupture his throat. We told you before, that's attempted murder and you can get arrested in real life.
8. He was being burned to death by propane, which means Paper Luigi 99 supports arson, murder, and cannibalism. You can get killed by playing this substance since it's flammable.
9. He was being blasted into the front yard by Rosie by summoning a Goku, similar to Roku-kun. 10. He was run over by a car. This is the same scene on Caillou's Tragic Behavior Card Day video, which is by Boris. That's murder and you can get arrested.
11. He was getting cut to pieces by a lawnmower. Seriously, lawnmower is used to cut grass only, making him a Harry Strack wannabe since this is the same scene on Dora's 6 Punishment Day video where she destroys the pumpkin patch.
12. He was having his face disfigured by a cheese grater. That's not cool at all. The face is the most sensitive part of the human body. You can get arrested for doing that in real life.
13. He was being tossed off an airplane. Seriously? It's impossible to open an emergency exits at high altitude that will cause a cabin depressurization and others can't breathe. I agree with Bill. This proves he murdered over 400 people, which is worse than a single 747 crash in 1985 that killed 520 people on board. Speaking of which, how did they board a plane in matter of seconds? It takes over a month to board a plane according to your ticket that you booked on that date.
14. He was being tortured by rats. That's attempted murder and kidnapping and you can get arrested since rats can carry bubonic plague, a lethal disease in the mid-1300s. This disease can be fatal to humans.
15. Caillou was forced to stick his hand in a rattlesnake den. This means your supports murder big time since rattlesnake is a venomous bit viper that can kill you in matter of hours without antivenom.
16. He was being chained to a rock while letting a scorpion drip venom into his eyes. I told you one more freaking time. That's attempted murder and you can get arrested since scorpions are venomous creatures along with rattlesnakes.
17. He was being thrown off the Burj Khalifa. That's attempted murder once again, making him a road animate wannabe since it's the same scene, but with Rosie.
18. He was being continuously banged into a pit of spikes. We told you before, that's battery and assault, and you can end up in prison, making him a Harry Strack wannabe once again.
19. He is getting electrocuted by an extension cord. You can't electrocute someone under the age of 18, that's child abuse and a 100% parents needs help.
20. Boris cuts Caillou's private part off with a 1000-degree knife. Are you freaking serious? You know damn well that's pedophilia, and you can get arrested for traumatizing the minors, or worse, face the death penalty. This is by far one of the worst scenes that we ever have on any Punishment Day videos.
21. Caillou is getting beaten up by Rosie with a spiked bat. Wow. What a rocket can fan brat you really are.
22. This scene is similar to one of Rokukan's videos, Dora's worst birthday gift. Doris cuts Caillou's eyes out. I told you one more freaking time, that's murder and you can get arrested. People cannot see without their eyes.
23. His family pour molten iron on Caillou's eye sockets. I told you before a million times. People cannot see without their eyes. Molten iron are only used for construction purposes only, not against humans. What a psychopath and a murderer.
24. Caillou is being burned on a cauldron. Are you freaking insane? This proves your support cannibalism even more. That's why we're never gonna trust you, ever.
25. He was being burned by a clothes dryer. I told you one more freaking time, that's arson and cannibalism. You can end up in prison for doing that in real life. Besides, clothes dryers are used to dry clothes, not humans, making him a Rokukan wannabe since this is the same scene on Dora's 10th Punishment Day video.
26. Paper Luigi 99 was as far by making scene where Caillou is having his testicles smashed with a hammer. What a pervert and a pedophile.
27. He was being cursed by Rosie. You know that swearing is illegal with children. You can get age restricted on YouTube.
28. His parents shatter his kneecaps. What the hell is wrong with you? That's 100% aggravating battery. People can't walk and stand without their kneecaps. That's very insane of you to do that.
29. Caillou was being spanked again. What a child abuse supporter you really are. Paper Luigi 99. I'll never forgive you.
30. Boris forced him to kill and eat Gilbert's corpse.
What the fuck is wrong with you? This is animal cruelty, and you can end up in prison for doing that in real life. This is not funny at all, and you made Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, and Sweetie Belle cry because of this.
31. He's as far by making the scene where Boris rapes Caillou, which is very disgusting to watch, making him a sick pedophile. This is YouTube, not a porn website. You can get terminated for posting that type of content.
Overall, these scenes are plot holes, no sufficient research, and why is the Burj Khalifa security doing nothing? Did they also bribe the security? And why the authorities doing nothing about all of this chaos? We authorities should take actions, not child abuse them. These scenes isn't as real as hell, like plane wings for example. People can't sit on a plane wings, making Paper Luigi 99 high on drugs or something.
Finally, on the final punishment, the super worst part that we ever ask for. After Boris launched a missile to Chuck E. Cheese, which is terrorism, he is as far by making a scene where Caillou commits suicide by jump off the high buildings. At the end, Boris, Doris, his grandparents, and Rosie celebrate his deaths. Are you freaking kidding me right now, Paper Luigi 99? I can't believe you'd made a scene like that. That's very awful, heartless, and disrespectful to death. This is by far one of the worst bendings that we ever asked for. You know what? We've had enough of you. We can't believe that you committed a lot of serious crimes. That's why we're never going to trust you ever again. That's so freaking it. We have had enough of your bull crap. It's time to terminate this stupid video. It's time to say goodbye, you child abuse, murder, arson, pedophilia, kidnapping, and assault supporter. Go to freaking hell, you stupid piece of garbage. Prepare to die. That's the end of the rant. One last reminding, if child did something wrong, parents will help their issues in the correct way, or else you will be wanted by the FBI. Even though Caillou is one of the most controversial and hated shows on PBS Kids, it's no longer in 2021, still, you can't treat him way too far. If you hate him, you can just ignore him, not child abuse him. Child abuse is a serious crime and makes life worse. That's all for today guys, see you soon.